January 10, 2026. I think I have not talking about when the car drive over me in 2018. I think it's God's way to do the thing, because in the spring I had been to this hypnosis and got to know what was going on in when God come down and talked to me, and I didn't remember 2.5 hours of what God was telling me, and then I knew he was showing me also what I had going on in 2.5 hours, and that have I told you about, that I was in heaven and I was into God's throne room in year 2000. But I don't remember that I really have talking about the accident in 2018, and it was in August, so it was about a half year later, and I had been to a doctor far away because I wanted to get help with my knees. So already there I have damage in my, I think it was my left knee I had, and not the right knee was not damaged. That right knee come to be damaged in the car accident. So it was only the left side, and it was not so terrible like it is today in the right knee. So it was a beautiful day, and I was to a doctor maybe 2 hours away with a bus and a train, and it was some special with the doctor, because he sit very, very close to me. Almost so he touched his nose with my nose, very, and he looked into my eyes very, very much when he was talking. And I don't know what was going on, but I felt me like confused in my brain. And then in the waiting room to this doctor, there were a man and a woman that was sitting and talking, and they say, "Oh, so great to get our knees done. I can't stand the pain." They were talking like that, and they were older than me, about 80 years old. So I thinking about that in my case, that they were so old and they got a surgery on their knees, but I can't get it. And so I come to the railway station closest to my city from, I don't remember, but maybe it was a bus I was going with. But when I come to the railway station, they told us that it doesn't go any trains here because it had been a fire in the railway station. and so the tracks was it was not damaged, but what a change, like the change of direction of the tracks have burning that control those that make the tracks take another direction, because it was in that house where they have computers and those things. And so they said that to me, that we have to wait for the buses because they have extra buses going there from the railway station to the next railway station where we could take the train. And I was thinking, because it was, the track was okay to go south, and my city was in the north. And I was thinking, should I take the train to the next station there in the south? But then is it harder to take the train there, because it can happen that I have to wait for a long time at the railway station, and it should take a long time to come home. So that have I thinking about many times, that I could choose that go to the south with a track that was okay, and then coming home safe. But I choose the wrong thing. I had two ways to come home at, and I took the bus because it was shorter way to come home. And of course I was very tired and wanted to come home. And next station after the bus, it was train, and I could come home quick with a train. And so I step up on the bus, this extra bus, and they have taken in a tourist bus. It was not ordinary bus like in the city. It was tourist buses. So it was very high up to climb up. And I am very short, so I have a little problem to go up on the such bus. But I did it because I was okay. I had only pain in my left knee, but that working okay to climb up. And I sit and talking on the bus with a woman, and everything was okay. And because that day when the bus was going between those railway stations, there was many youth, many young boys, not Swedish boys, those immigrants boys, and I understood that they go with the bus for free, and they go back and forward with the bus, and think it was fun that they didn't need to pay any money for it. So I saw them, and then when we should go out from the bus, and the train was already in the railway station, so the people that go out from the bus, they were very in hurry. They tried to take that train that was standing still on the railway station. So they ran from the bus. And it was many buses that drive to the railway station. So my bus, he parking on the wrong side of the street. So we have to go out in the street, and it was high up, like maybe 2 meter high up. And I was walking down there, and it was a man with a suitcase that said to me, you can go first, he said to me. So I did that, and then I started to forget. Then it started to be traumatic for me. So I have only fragment of what did happen. He was behind me, this man, about 30 years old. And I don't know, because when I walk down the stairs, I felt like I was on my way to fall. And I tried to hold me in that, what is called in English, that you hold in when you go in the stairs. And when I fall, I tried to hold me and stay still there in the stairs, and then walk down after I was in balance. But someone in my back pushed me out from the bus. But I don't know if it was those young boys, or if someone told them on the bus that the train is now soon leaving, so you have to go fast down, like that, hurry, hurry. And I always try to be the last one walking out, because I could wait until the next train if I miss this train. So, but this man, he wanted me to go before him. But then when I remember what the fragment I remember was that that man was standing out on the street when I walked down. So he must have passed me by in the stairs, because he was hurried, because they told everyone that the train doesn't wait, you have to go fast. So he maybe tried, and that's why he knocked me down. And I fall out on the street, and I don't remember that I fall out on the street, but I have a vision. I got a vision when I fall out on the street. And the vision was that I saw myself flying out in the street. And it was a color of my body was a little like yellow and white. It was not a gray body. It was that gold that I understand was this that I got in my body from God when I had died when I was about 3 years old, and that what I saw when I fly out from the bus. I was on the side and saw it. It was yellow and white, a body that fly out. And then next thing I remember was that I was laying under a car, and I could feel, I could smell how it smelled like. The fragrance from the car was some kind of gas, oil. And then it was August, and the under the car was it like the smell. If you have smelled this, I know this smell about the summer away without any covering of the road. It's like a road far away out in the country. That how it smelled, and I will never forget that kind of smell. So I was laying under the car, but I was not frightened. And then suddenly, next I remember, was I sitting on the street, and I saw this car that had drive over me. It was a white car, and the car was going backwards out from the scene, from out, and turn around and drive away from the accident. So he'd never stop, and because he had done a wrong thing, because he should have stopped for the bus so we could go out. But it was wrong also of the bus driver to stop on the wrong side and let us out in the street. So it was many error in it. But I saw that I sit there on the street and the car drive back and disappeared. And the man that was with a suitcase that was behind me, and then suddenly I saw him, he was in front of me. So either was it those young boys, or else that with a suitcase, and I was already weak in my legs, so it didn't need to be so much push to make me fall out from the bus. And I was sitting there on the street, and then in some way it have been like rain, but I don't remember it was any rain. But I sit in water on the street, and I didn't have any pain. That's what God is doing to me. I have sometimes a little pain, but I didn't have pain so very much. And the man with the suitcase, he was standing with me, and I understand that he was with me because either that was because he had done that accident, or both, that it was so many young boys sitting and make film of me. They have the phones, telephones, and did picture and movie on me, where I sit on the street, and and the man in his 30, he was a Swedish man, and he took off his jacket and let me have his jacket because I was bleeding on my right elbow. And he, like, I say to him, your jacket will be full of blood. I say, I'm bleeding. But he say, I don't mind. I want you to have it. And maybe he have guilt. I don't know. He was with me the whole time. When I sit in the water and waiting for the ambulance to come. But the ambulance didn't come because those young boys, they never called the ambulance. They were only doing movies with me. And so I sit there and I ask, when are the ambulance coming? I say to this man, and they say they are here in about 45 minutes. So long, and I have already been sitting there because I thought the ambulance should come very quick, and waiting. And but there were no one called the ambulance, so someone later on called the ambulance. It was a woman that come on the street, and she say that I'm going to help you up, she say, and started to take my broken right arm. And of course I was not myself because I was frightened what have happened with my right arm. So I say to her very strong that don't touch me, I say to her. And she let me sit there in the water. I understand her that she thought she maybe didn't saw that the car drive over me. So she thought I have only fall into the water and could come up and standing on my legs. And then it was in a pizzeria restaurant. They threw me a blanket, a very dirty blanket, but I hold in that blanket like a teddy bear. And then there come the ambulance, and it was women in the ambulance, and they say you are lucky because I know there is nothing it's that you can call lucky. It's those that is around us, that is helping us. And because they say that from the ambulance that they have a new medicine for me. And it was this that many countries have, but we didn't have that in Sweden in 2018. It was just when it come. So it was like a pipe that I have to breathe in and breathe in. And I was not scared because I was like in the spirit way between the spirit and my body. That's because I didn't have any pain. And I have pain sometimes, but not the whole time. And because they couldn't take me to the ambulance because I had so much pain. And I took this pipe, and then the ambulance women, they say to these boys that was filming me that I sit there and only wanted to show the accident for internet. But they told some of these boys to help them. So they lay me on a blanket, and then they lift me up. And I remember just when I come up in the ambulance, I saw it was those boys. I don't know if it was they that have caused this accident, or it was this man in 30 years of age. And there was some people, men, walking around and talk to people about this accident, but I have never seen, they have not written anything in the newspaper, and the police have not taken contact with me. No one have taken contact with me, as usually. It's all the time like that. And then I was in the ambulance, and when I am in the ambulance, I have been sometimes in the ambulance, and I am not away with my brain, because I can answer them in the ambulance all this basic knowledge that you learn when you are a child, what your name, when you are born, and where you live, and this basic. So they never think that I am in a bad shape, that I am okay, but I am not. But they don't understand this. And then I remember I come to the hospital in that city where I had been to the doctor. So they didn't drive me to my city because I think they didn't know where I lived from the beginning. When I sit on the street, they didn't know where I come from, where I lived. And they told me later that that hospital they drive me to, they have this with broken bones. They were a special hospital for broken bones. And so they drive me there. And then I remember fragrance, because I was out with my brain because of the medicine I have got. But I remember that they say they should cut off me my clothes in the emergency room. But they didn't do that. They could take my clothes off in some way, but that I didn't remember at all. But I remember that they say that they should cut up my clothes. And then next time I wake up in the bed in the emergency room, and two nurses came to me And they say, "Why are you laying here in the bed?" They say, "You have to go home, walk home." They say to me, in Swedish, of course. And I say, "The doctor have not been here. The doctor have not talking to me." And they look at each other, and then they walk in to the doctor. And I don't know. I have been laying in. Of course, they were angry because I had been laying in that bed, emergency bed, for some hours, because it was night when I wake up, and the nurse was there. It was about after 3 o'clock in the night, and they say I should go home. And I was not really myself. I was only confused, and no one was there with me to help me. So they go to the doctor, and then the doctor came, and he said that I should get something for my right arm, to hang the right arm in it. They don't. They do that here in Sweden. They don't do so much things. It's only to not move the right arm and let it hang in this fiber around the neck and down to the arm. And then I say to the doctor, "I don't live here. I don't have anyone that can come and get me 3 o'clock in the night," I say to the doctor. So I got a taxi that took me to my city, and the taxi driver, he had been driving maybe the whole day, and then should take this, maybe was his last drive. And then when I sit there in the car, then suddenly he was on his way to drive in to a sign that's on the street that was saying that the street, the road is going to be tighter, and he didn't see it because I have been there before, that the driver have so much hours, so he fall to sleep, of course, because he didn't see the sign. And it was not a little sign, it was a big sign, and with those, here in Sweden, is it yellow reflecting color and red, that, and then was it a sign that say that it's be tighter, the road. And he had to put his foot on the brake very hard. And there I sit with my broken right side of the body. So I was thankful that I still had the medicine, painkiller inside me, but he could have caused worse with my broken right side, and kill us both. I could have been killed twice that day, as we say like that. But I come home, and I lived where I had stairs, but I don't know. The taxi driver maybe helped me up in the stairs, so I come in. And then I got help from the city because my right side was broken. And I have 3 broken places in my shoulder, right shoulder, and then I have broken my elbow, and then I had broken my right knee, and that's what I have hardest with the right knee, because it healed, but it come to be this this damage in the knee that make it that I can't walk anymore. I can walk, but I must have something to hold me, because suddenly it can slide away the knee and I can fall. So I have this taxi that I can go with if I need to go to the hospital, for example. So this is it's like it had been a timing, because if I had been in this car accident, and I tell you that the doctor have not done anything to see what had happened after the car drive over me. There is paper on it, because I have got papers to my home about the accident. So there is a written report about it to the hospital. But there is no doctor that have wondering what happened in my body in the accident. And that I think is total crazy. And then they the doctor now, they have checked out if I am dementia, because I act strange sometimes. And I tell them that's because of the brain damage, and I was they did a test of dementia, and they have take X-ray twice on my skull about dementia, not the accident. It's about dementia, so they have not checking my brain. And then when I did a test for dementia, I come to understand this, what the test showing that I have some issues with the brain, but I was not dementia. But I had some error in my brain. And I have told the doctor that damage I have in my brain, that I have had all my life, I say. That because of that I was killed when I was a child. I said there were a truck that drove over me when I was about 3 years old. So I have lived with it, and I didn't know it was a problem until I get the test. And so that damage in my brain is most from when the truck drove over me when I was a child. My adopted sister pushed me out in the street. So it's like I have done twice on my way to... I was killed when I was a child, but God come with a bright light come down on my nude, naked, frozen, dead body, and God healed me. And that healing I got inside my body, that I have used to heal many people I have met. Most people in United States. Here in Sweden, it's very hard to heal people because they don't believe in healing. So I could only do it sometimes, but not so much as I want to heal all people, but they don't believe that I can heal. So they say no. And I have a cousin, first cousin. She and her husband died at the hospital, together, hand in hand. And I told my cousin that I can come to the hospital and heal you and your husband. But they didn't want me to do that, so they died hand in hand. And I was so sad. I was sad 1 year until it left me, because I could have healed them. I could have healed my first cousin, and she had grandkids, small grandkids to live for, but she said no to me. And then one night, they were her husband come, and as a spirit, and he say my first cousin's name. So I think that he thought it was me laying in my bed, because he say her name. So he was looking for her, but couldn't find her. So he thought it was me laying in the bed and still was alive, like that. It's very sad story about them. But I couldn't do anything, because people have their own choices. We are free. Not me, because I am under God in this way, working for him. But you others, you have a free will. You can choose to die, and you can choose to live. But I can't make it for you, this decision, because we all have different plans, God's plans for us. We have all have different roads to go at. We may be walking side by side in some part, but we not the whole life have we not walked the same walk. So I can't do more than, if you want, I heal you. And I have healed some people here on this podcast, because I come to know that I could heal from long distance also. There was a man that asked me for healing, and he told me that immediately when he asked for healing, he felt how the healing took him on his body, that he was okay after he have asked me for healing. I know. I feel some of you that listen at this podcast, whenever you listen at this, now you had asked me if I could heal you in distance. So there is a spirit touching me now. So yeah, I'm going to tell this spirit, or if it's more than one spirit, to come to your place. But it's not a spirit when it's come to love like that. Some people have asked me. It's spirit about the body, to heal the body, and not to heal your marriage, that you need to work on by yourself. And but it's going out healing now to you that have some issues with your body. So it's that's why I got this spirit touching me, because he need to touch me to get this healing energy that is inside my body. So after that, it's hard to talk now when the spirit have touched me here. I want to continue in what happened after the accident, and I got help from the city. Only 10 minutes each week. And one day I say, I have been home for 2 weeks now, and I have not could take new into my bed new blankets and pillows and these things. I can't, and I need to get help. And then the girl that was in my home, she had only 10 minutes, and she said, I can't do your bed because it's only 10 minutes and it's already gone 5 minutes of it. And she called her boss and asked the boss if she could stay a little longer to do my bed. And after that, I told the city that I don't want any help because 10 minutes is not enough. And I got help from my neighbor to cut bread and do some of this to make food, because I couldn't hold in a knife with my right hand because I have broken the whole right arm. But today the arm is okay. I have sometimes a lot of pain, but it's okay. I can move my right arm again like it was before. So this is the story about my accident. I think I have not talked about it before. But the bad things is not about the accident, is how the doctors have treated me. They have not treated me for being driven over by a car. I don't think they not even read the report about it. So it's very bad. It's like I say, that no one care what's going on in my life and what's going on have been going on my whole life. I have not got really help. I am thankful that I got money today because I have been working for God in 25 years, so I have not built up any retirement, and that's why I'm poor. But God don't see that I am poor, because God think that you that listen at my podcast, that you are giving me some money in support. I don't get any money from the podcast. Their Amazon don't give me any money. The Storytel doesn't give me any money. YouTube doesn't give me any money. No one. I don't have money because I do this podcast. That make no money for me. So I am dependent on support from you that listen at this podcast. So I thank you for the support you give me. Some few people have given me support with some money. I'm very, very thankful for that. And God bless you, and the healing will come to you.